shut down. I don't know what's going on. But how you doing? This is kind of just me randomly going live this morning as I'm having my coffee, and I figured I don't normally go live during this time. So I figured I'd see what's going on. I'm drinking my coffee. I was about to have a pre-roll. And where is my book? Oh, and I have to get my book. Hold on. I'm going to refill my coffee too. Oh. Okay, I'm coming. Here I come. I don't know if anybody will pop on at this time of day. I think all my viewers are at night. But this is my backpack that I take everywhere with me. And I do have to pack it up today. But I need a pen. I use these 4 color pens, which I really like. All right, here's my book. We got McDonald's bag in here. I often, when I take the train into North Station, even if I'm not hungry, I'll stop at McDonald's and get a burger or a chicken sandwich and just throw it in my backpack, just in case I get hungry. This is my phone case. And here's my selfie stick for when I go walking. I went walking through Boston yesterday and did a lot of really cool filming for the vlog. And I was using this selfie stick here. So I think I'm going to keep this in here. But what I'm looking for is my book of many things. So it's morning. I've been up all night pretty much. I didn't really get any sleep. But so I got up and through my routine pretty quickly. And I did my coffee and comedy, took my medications and everything. And now I'm just kind of sitting down with another cup of coffee. My hair is... if you're watching, say hi in chat. And just to say hi. I've never come on in the morning, so it's a little early for me to be picking up the guitar. I don't think my neighbors would like it, but I have my book of many things. And basically, kind of what I wanted to do today is go through my book and just see what I need to be working on. Today is the day where I go into Boston. I stay over Thursday night, Friday night, and then I come home Saturday. And so, and I stay with my friends, and I do a lot of writing. I spend a lot of time just on my own, just out of my house. It gets me out of the house. And sometimes my friends are there. Sometimes my friends aren't there. And I'm just kind of there working and writing. And then when my friends are there, we hang out. So it's pretty cool. And I don't really have anything special going on this weekend. I do need to do some rehearsing, so I don't know. I might bring my guitar. I'm not sure. I don't know if I want to carry it if I don't have a gig, So, but I mean, if you do want, I could play. If you want to request a song, Oh, I used to have a thing here that said, let me change that. So it said, Okay, so there is a, what is it doing? Stop it. Save. So now I have this here. So song request list. There is a song request list. All the cover songs that I know are on my Patreon. So um, if you want to request a song, I can probably do some quiet music. But let's see. I have my schedule here, and I'm happy. I just figured I'd come on here and drink my coffee. I also have a pre-roll that I thought would be nice to enjoy. Might as well do that now. This week has been really fun. I've been vlogging all this week. Maybe I should check in with the vlog real quick. Hey vlog. So I'm done with my routine and everything, and I'm just kind of sitting down to work. I had my book of many things, and I decided to go live on YouTube and Twitch and just see while I'm having my coffee if there's anybody about and anybody wants to chat or anything. It's a little early for music, but I'm gonna have a pre-roll and have my coffee and just hang out online and see who shows up and what happens. And it's where I'm at. It's 9:23 in the morning, and I don't know. I'm just getting my workday started. I'll also be sorry if I pick up my phone and am texting, but I often text my friends in the morning. But it's been a quiet morning here today. I've been working on a new song. But first, I want to go. What I'm going to do is I'm going to flip my little switch here, and it takes me all the way over to my to-do list. So something I did not get done today and this week is I wanted, and I didn't get it done last week, and that was to make a cover song video. And I think the reason I didn't do it is my perfectionism. I need to change the strings on my guitar. There's one brand new string and 5 very dull strings, and it has a weird sound. So I need to save up and get some strings. And I need to change the strings on these 2 guitars. Actually, really just this one, because this one needs work. It needs to go into the shop and be fixed, but it also needs new strings. So I'm not going to put new strings on a beat up guitar, even though it's kind of my favorite guitar. But yeah, I need to fix it before I really use it for a show. The ones that I use for a show is this one here, this Guild, and then this one over here, this Ibanez. But this is the back. This used to be the main guitar for about 15 years. But when I turned 50, I got this Guild guitar, and that's been my main workhorse guitar. So um, I need to get new strings for that. So I have that written down here. It says to get 2 sets. One set to put on the guitar, and then one set as backup. So that's what I need to do, because I have a gig coming up next weekend, and then the weekend after that I'm going to LA. So I want some nice crisp strings on there. And then once I get some new strings on there, then I can start making some videos of cover songs and feel good about it. So that's good. I was going to do a version of Ring of Fire. I was going to do a version of Wayfaring Stranger. And then this song, which is not very popular, called Love That Makes a Cup of Tea, which I really just like. If you get a chance to look up a song, look up the song Love That Makes a Cup of Tea. It's very pretty. Um, so, yeah, I might do this cover song videos and stuff. mail out art. I need to check in with drawings and scribbles to get that art out to them. I have a really hard time mailing stuff out, and I'm pretty sure it got mailed out. So I need to see about that. I'm gonna try to see about that today, and check in on that. Um, D&D one shot I have on my to-do list, and I did create a D&D one shot. And what is a one shot? Well, it's often D&D games. They go month after month. Like you play the game for 4 hours, and then it ends in a cliffhanger, and you come back in a month later, or a week, or a month, or every 2 months, and you keep playing the same story. A one shot is just where people get together and you're gonna do a complete story from beginning to end, conclusion, and in about 4 hours. And so I have to come up with a story. And I came up with the story of these adventurers who are new out of the adventuring academy, and they're leaving the big city of Amman just to go find adventure. And they happen across this very interesting creature, magical hag or something, who is a collector of items and animates items and collects them. And there's a unicorn involved, and they free a unicorn, and it's pretty cool. So I wrote up the whole storyline, and now I need to make maps. So I'm not going to make maps this weekend. I don't think we'll be playing for another week or 2 or 3 or 4. So I have plenty of time. But I am a perfectionist when it comes to my D&D work. I way over prepare, and where actually a lot of D&D is just improv. So I'm not super confident in my improvisation ability. That's hard to say. How's everybody else doing today on this Thursday? I'd love to hear from you. I also, on my to-do list, I have how to. I was gonna do some more classes on writing, on how to be a better writer, and specifically, I want to learn how to write comedy, which might sound funny because I'm currently working on a book about my life and about schizophrenia and living with mental illness. But I have a project further down the road, maybe next year, where I want to write a comedy. And I don't know how to write comedy. So that's a skill like learning an instrument or learning how to write poetry. You can be funny and still not know how to write comedy. or so I'm trying to learn online from those who are really good at it, and try to gain all their knowledge. So when I sit down to write this comedy, I'll have some knowledge. So I did that last week a couple times. I didn't really do it this week. I was about to say I didn't have time to do it this week, but I did. But I ended up taking some naps this week. Throughout the day, my body just kind of shut down a couple times, and because I had very busy days. And then halfway through the day, when I could have done things like watched a video on how to write comedy, I just had to crash into bed and go to sleep. Let me know. I'm going to try something here. Let me know how this works. I don't think it'll work for y'all. I was going to try to switch to vertical. Oh, but it won't let me. Okay, never mind. Okay, and another thing that I was going to try to learn about was Shopify. I have a lot of t-shirt designs that is based on the Semicolon that I work on, and I kind of draw in my book and stuff. And I started releasing them on on bonfire.com, but the tools they had didn't really allow me to do a lot of creative stuff that I want to do. So I'm looking to get Adobe Illustrator so I can start making some really good designs in vector images and then create them on shirts and hoodies based around the semicolon, which means a lot to me. Um, and then Shopify ties right in really well with all the social medias and YouTube and stuff. So I wanted to learn a little bit on how to use Shopify. I don't know a lot about it, but I didn't get to that. So some things that are going to carry over to next week are do a cover song video, and how to write comedy and Shopify. Uh, the art mail outs I'm going to check on today. That's a priority because it's got me a little stressed out that my mailing isn't going well. I also was going to do a commercial video that talks about how I use my book of many things and how it really helps me, and how I organize everything, um, and um, and kind of like a commercial for the book and for the way I use it. But that's not really a priority for me because the way I look at it is if you want a book of many things, you can get one. This is the specific one that I like to buy. But, everybody's different. So I just was going to show, why I like this specific one. And I always use this one. But I didn't make that video, and that video I don't think is a priority unless anybody really wants me to make a video about that. I will put it on the list. But it's such a quiet morning in the chat. I've this is my first time kind of getting on in the morning and going live. I often go live in the evening and do different things, play music, react to videos and things. But I was sitting here and it's like, I wonder who's online now during the day. So if you're watching, say hi in the chat. And we got 3 people on YouTube and 1 person on Twitch. So I have the chat here on the screen, so the Twitch people can see the YouTube chat, and the YouTube people can see the Twitch chat. And this can be a bridge. And I got my nails done. Just these nails, but they're all scraped away from playing guitar. And yes, I did take my ADD meds today. I know I'm being kind of random, but it's just because I'm just sitting here. I'm pretty well caffeinated. Cheers. It's a very beautiful day out today. I might try to make it up to the ocean. I can walk that direction 10 minutes and I'll be there's three beautiful beaches. Or I can walk that way and there's a really nice seaport about 5 minutes away. Or I can walk that way and there's a river that leads to the ocean that has a little beach. And nobody's ever there because nobody even knows about it. And that's where I like to go. And then if I walk that way, it's just stores and restaurants. This is a little touristy town. It's not touristy like a lot of people know about it, but a lot of people come to the town next door, which is Salem, Massachusetts. And then they want to get away from the crowds. So they come up to my town, Beverly, where there's lots of beaches and shops and stuff like that. That's where I am at, Beverly, Mass. It's about 20 minutes north of Boston. Okay, so I'm carrying a couple things over to next week, but those carryover things are things that I carried over from last week. So let's look at some things I did this week. I got all my registration done for my LA trip. And while I'm here, I can actually double check that to see if I'm still waiting for the contract that states like, hold on, that states, what's going on and everything. So it looks like I did get a new email. All right, I still don't know really what's going on. So they're asking me if I got an email, and I did not. Not about contracts or travel, only about bio and pick. They just wanted my bio and pick, but they haven't told me anything about contracts. So I'm actually going to leave this up here in case they respond to me today, because my LA trip is 2 weeks away, and I haven't seen the contract, and I don't know my travel arrangements. They offered, they're paying to fly me from Boston to LA, and they actually offered for me to take a friend, because I get very claustrophobic on planes, and it's an 8-hour flight, and just thinking about it makes me want to cancel. Um, None of my friends are available to come out to LA with me, so I'm going alone. And yesterday I was on the train and I was just thinking about flying out to LA, and I really wanted to cancel because sitting in that tube for 8 hours, I don't mind. I'm not afraid of flying. I'm not afraid of crashing and things like that. I get very anxious being in enclosed spaces that I can't get out of for a long time. My brain knows I have to sit here for 8 hours and I can't leave, and it starts to panic. So that's what I was going to do. Is I was going to write down that I want to look up coping skills for claustrophobia. Yeah, because I'm very nervous. I want to cancel the trip to LA, but it's such a big opportunity, and I very rarely get paid for opportunities, um, and get trips to go and see in places. This is such a big opportunity for me, but I'm just really scared to fly. And I tried to arrange it where I would take a train, and it would take about 3 or 4 days, but insurance wise, they really couldn't work that out to have me like they arranged the travel for 4 days and things like that. So someday when I'm traveling on my own dime, I'll be able to travel the way that works best for me. But now when I fly to LA in 2 weeks, I'm really just going to have to learn some coping skills and kind of just bite down, swallow hard, and just get through the 8-hour flight twice, there and back. And I'm only going there for a couple days to play 2 songs, Good Morning Psychosis and Before. And I really want to cancel. Sorry, my hair is all messed up and stuff. But yeah, my brain is just, whenever I think about the trip, I want to cancel. And I really wish I could bring my dog or bring a friend. Okay, but on my to-do list, LA registration, done, check. There's still more to do, but that's on the next move is theirs. Promo poster for Porch Fest. I did that. I think I can show it to you too. Let's see. Can I show it to you? Yeah. I love one of my favorite things about it's gonna sound silly, but one of the things I really like about booking gigs is making the posters because I went to art school and took graphic design 1 and 2 and lots of different classes. And I like how, as an artist, and because I'm an artist, that I enjoy making the concert posters. I almost said concert coasters, but so this is I have a gig coming up, not this weekend, but next weekend in Somerville, um, and here's the poster for that. Um, and It's part of Porch Fest, which I don't know if other cities, if your city has a thing that's like Porch Fest, let me know, and maybe I could come out and play at it. That would be so cool. But Porch Fest is the town designates a day in an area, and people get musicians to come play on their front porch. And you walk down the streets and you listen to all the different bands in the neighborhoods playing on people's porches. And businesses have musicians play outside of their businesses and sometimes inside. My gig here is inside, which is probably good for me. So it's a little more closed in and intimate. And I will be inside the cannabis dispensary, um, playing music for 2 hours from 4 to 6. And they're going to pay me, which is great. And yeah, and my friend Katie worked at Liberty Cannabis and connected me with them. So I got that gig. That photo of me there is about 10 years ago. um, and I had a little more weight to me. I was a little chubbier then. But that's the poster that. Um, oh, how do I? No, I wanted to get rid of it now. And I put those posters up on all my social medias, and I post them on YouTube as well. I have a bit of a headache today. On days when I can't sleep, even on days when I can sleep, when I'm laying there, I often bonk my head and I don't know about it while I'm falling asleep. And it's in an effort to keep me awake. And it's a trauma response. And so I'll just be laying there, and then all of a sudden, without thinking about it, I'll start bonking my head. And sometimes in the morning, I wake up. Sometimes I'll have bruises. I've woken up with bruises right here. But sometimes I wake up and my head is just in a rough spot because I didn't sleep the night before. Okay. I have some coffee. Such a quiet morning. Normally, when I get on in the evening, people are chatting away like crazy. And that's why I put the chat up on the screen so everybody can say hi to each other. Uh, my coffee's getting a little cold, and I forgot about this pre-roll that I had. I lit it, put it down, and never touched it again. Okay, so I can check off I did the promo poster and I sent it to them, so that's good. Also this morning, I did a promo poster for Tomfoolery. I can show you that too. It's right here. Every month, the organization I belong to, Tomfoolery, does a open mic in. Here we go. So yeah, let me fix that. Here we go. So I have the Tomfoolery shirt on right now. That's pretty cool. So I belonged to Tomfoolery for about 7 or 8 years, and that's when through that organization, I've been able to go out and perform regularly at Boston area homeless shelters and psychiatric hospitals. And once a month at this venue called Arts at the Armory in Somerville, we feature one of our members, and they play for about 45 minutes. And it's in this really nice cafe in the Armory. And then we have an open mic where people can just perform poetry or songs, or there's a piano there. The piano's a bit out of tune, but I always see some pretty amazing performances there. So every month I get to do this little poster design for them, and that's what I did this morning. My buddy George McPherson is the feature this month. He's a great jazz guitarist, singer, songwriter. So I did that this morning as well. Okay, something. Next thing on my list was to create a set list for my show next weekend, which I did. And it's right here, if you can see it. So those are the songs in the order that I'll play them. This long list right here. This little list on this side these are all cover songs, and from the 50s to today. And then these songs over here on this side are my original songs. And these are all songs that are played in standard tuning. A lot of my original songs are played in open D or open D minor tuning. And so I wanted to just play in one tuning. So I said open tuning. These are the originals that I can play. And these are the covers that I will play. So I did that. And now, when I did a live the other day, I kind of went through this list. And I'll probably do that again next week. When I have a gig like this, I like to rehearse the set. Some of these songs I haven't played in a while. So they get a little rusty. And so I want to play through them. Playing for 2 hours is really nothing to me. It's not a lot. I think playing online and playing in the subways really trains you to play for a long time. When I go out and play in the subway, I'm going to play for 4 or 5 hours. When I play online, I'm at least going to do an hour, probably 2. So it's not hard for me to sit down with a guitar and just play for 2 hours. The hardest thing is really thinking of what song to play. That's why I love it when people request songs. And you're welcome to request a song this morning. My request list is on my Patreon, and my Patreon is 100% free, everything on it. I put free downloads, and all my news and information is on my Patreon. So the reason it's free is because there's a lot of people that I follow on Patreon that I can't afford to follow. And I know there's a lot of people that, maybe can't afford to pay the dollar a month. And just as I really, in the past, have not been able to pay the dollar a month for other people's content. So I just leave it all free. And if people want to contribute, they do. And so far, I have found that works. 30 out of 32 people contribute at least $1. But there's 2 that just get it for free. And some of my people who contribute now started as free, and then just later on decided to start throwing $1. So, but yeah, check it out. Everything's free. My originals that I was going to do is I've Got Dreaming to Do, Fish for Two, One Step Further, and April's Sun, which really surprised me that people were requesting April's Sun, because I wrote that like 25 years ago. I was really still a newbie at songwriting, I'm writing a new song right now. I can share some of it with you. I can share the lyrics with you if you want me to. Let me know in the chat if you want me to share some of the new lyrics with you, since everybody's so quiet this morning. I don't want to just share them with people I don't know. Oh, my chats are not coming up in the live. Ember Ember is smart. Ember, you are a smart cookie. I gotta let you know that apparently Ember is watching, and she says, just wanted to let you know your chats are not coming up in your live right now. Hopefully you'll see this. If not, no worries. You are the best. All right, you know what I can do? Very simple remedy for me. My chats are not, this program that I'm using was giving me trouble today. So if it's not bringing up the chats for me, I can bring it up over here. No problems. I'm really curious to see if people are saying stuff. I can just become a view. I have two computers here, and on this computer, I can just become a viewer too, and that way I can be in the chat with you. Thank you so much, Ember. That was so nice of you, and so smart of you to reach out on Instagram. That's how Ember got in touch with me, was through Instagram. All right, I'm bringing up my live, and whoa, all right. I'm there in the chat. I'm gonna. It looks like there was a lot of chat. I'm sitting here going, nobody's saying anything. I'm gonna look through the chat now. So, and okay, Mario, good to see you. M, good to see you. Excited about the upcoming performances. What's up? Shopify is an online store that people can create. Oh yeah. Thank you, Amber. That's what I'm looking to learn more on how to do that. Mario, Ember, nails look awesome. Thank you. Cheers. It looks beautiful. We can see the sun shining through your window. How much time is it now? It is 9:53 a.m. here right now. I I have never. You're in Russia. Oh wow. Hello to Russia. I also, Ember, have never been out of the U.S. The closest I've come to being out of the U.S. is I lived in Alaska for 10 years, but that's still the U.S. So, but hello to Russia. Luna, I have to say it's thanks to Luna that I had that gig at Liberty Dispensary, because Luna works at Liberty and got me that gig. So connected me with the people, and gave me a good recommendation. So thank you, Luna. Let's see. Kev is able to see. Oh, that's where people are like, No, I wasn't ignoring it. I just couldn't see it, and it's not coming up on. I use this thing called Restream, and it seems to be a little quirky today. So sorry about that, Mario, and everybody, that I wasn't seeing your chat. I was very curious. I was like, wow, this is such a quiet group this morning. When I get on at night, everybody's chatty, and I was like, I might as well get on during the day and see what people are doing and who's around. And I was like, whoa, well, nobody likes to chat, but here it is working just fine. Maya, thanks so much for the tip. That's so wonderful of you. Let me click that heart. And you just sent an email. Great. I'll check that in a minute. Because you guys are sending me messages about the chat. Okay. I'm here. Yay. All right. I'm all caught up. Cheers to everyone. And I have the chat over here now. So hopefully I can see. And thank everyone. Everyone give a cheers. And Ember, I think you're in Florida, right? Oh, it must be so warm there right now. I have a friend, one of my high school friends lives in Florida too. Her son bought a farm, and I think they're up in kind of the northern handle part, but they bought a farm, and her son and her son's wife live there, and they take in dogs that are abandoned in old age and let them live out their life on that farm, and which I think is wonderful. And they actually, during COVID, they offered me to come move down and live on that farm in Florida, and Florida, and I really almost did it. I almost went. I would still love to go live on a farm with a bunch of old dogs that are living out their best days. How wonderful would that be? Kayla's here, my bestie. See, now I can see the chat, and I like this. Kayla has a little wrench next to her. She's a moderator. Kayla, did you know you're a moderator? Kayla, most of this chat for the last 35 minutes, I thought nobody was saying anything. And because it's not coming up on my restream. And then Ember, Maya sent me an email, which I did not see because I don't get email notifications. But I probably shouldn't say this, but I do get notifications with Instagram and YouTube. So if you send me a message on Instagram or through, I get the reason I can respond to your comments so quickly is because I get notified. And wherever I am, when people leave a comment, I'm usually like, oh, and then just like to comment back. Back to the to-do list. I have to say, we have one loyal person who on Twitch. Seems like every time I jump on, there's this one person on Twitch that is viewing, and I just want to give them a shout out and say hello. I was on Twitch today. I was watching some Grand Theft Auto stuff. My voice is a little blah. All right, so we're doing the to-do list. I did the Liberty set list. Do you want me to read off the songs that I'm going to do? From beginning to end. And I'll say who they're by. My Girl by The Temptations. Beautiful Crazy by... Oh, shoot, I don't even know. I can't remember who it's by. Luke Combs. Melt With You by Modern English. No Woman, No Cry by Bob Marley. Mr. Bojangles by the Nitty Gritty Dirt Band. Annie's Song by John Denver. If you want me to play any of these, just let me know. Oh, did anyone request a song that I didn't see? I can't play any loud songs because it's kind of early, but I can play a song or two. That's fine. So I'll just go down this. My Girl, Beautiful Crazy, Melt With You, No Woman, No Cry, Mr. Bojangles, Annie's Song, Ring of Fire, You Never Miss Your Water, Johnny Too Bad, Everybody's Talking, Blister in the Sun, Catch the Wind, Danny's Song, Georgia on My Mind, Redemption Song, Summertime, Jesus Just Left Chicago, Wagon Wheel, House of the Rising Sun, I've Just Seen a Face, Riptide, Karina, Fix You, Play Me, Peaceful Easy Feeling, You Can Call Me Al, The Wedding Song, Wayfaring Stranger. See, these strings are like, ah! Have a good day, Maya. Said, I remember when we used to sit in the government yard in Trench Town, observing the hypocrites mingle with the good people with me. Good friends we had, good friends we've lost along the way. In this bright future, you can't forget your past. So dry your tears, I say. Yeah, no woman, no cry. Yeah, no woman, no cry. No, my darling, don't shed no tears. Yeah, no woman, no cry. And I remember when we used to sit in the government yard in Trench Town. Whoa, then Georgie, he'd make the fire light like wood burning to the night. And he would make cornmeal porridge, to which I'll share with you. Though my feet is my only carriage, so I have to pass on through. While I'm gonna sing, everything is gonna be alright. Everything is gonna be alright. Everything is gonna be alright, yeah. Everything is gonna be alright. Singing no woman, no cry. Yeah, no woman, no cry. No, my sisters don't shed no tears. Yeah, no woman, no cry. I had to sing it kind of quieter, you know. Normally I like to belt it out. Yeah, no woman. But it's a quiet morning. I'll sing it nice and quietly. I have very loud neighbors, but I don't like to be a loud neighbor, you know. This is a very loud building, but I'm a quiet person. And I like it quiet, so I keep it quiet. And all right, to-do list. But let me check the love your version. Thank you so much, M. That used to be when I first went to join Toonfoolery. You have to audition, and so yeah, I had to perform a show, and I did not know that the founder of Toonfoolery, whose name is Jens, was a huge fan of Bob Marley. And so I went to my audition, and my very first song was No Woman, No Cry. And I had 5 more songs prepared. And I finished, and he said, "You're good. You don't have to play any more songs unless you want to." And and I said, "Well, I want to." So then I played several more songs, and I got through the audition. But yeah, he enjoyed my No Woman, No Cry enough that he was like, "I don't need to hear anymore." I'm sitting on this, and it's scrunching up. Some things that I did this week, I incorporated this week in the vlog. I've been vlogging this week, and it's going to be a really fun vlog. Something that I incorporated all this week was not all this week. I didn't do it yesterday because yesterday was a different story. But Monday and Tuesday, I started doing yoga, and that has really been kind of good. I'm not great at yoga, and I'm just doing beginner 20-minute yoga. I don't know why I put R's where they don't belong. My mom used to do that sometimes, but not as much as I do. Um, Yoga. So I've been doing some yoga this week, and it's really helped my pain level in my hips and my back, and it's also helped my energy level. So I'm going to try to keep up with that. Um, I need to get a yoga mat. I think I'll put that on my wish list. I have this really long wish list that is in my description. If people don't if you don't feel comfortable tipping or supporting through money, there's this wish list that just gets me supplies and food and stuff. Okay, I want a thick yoga mat. Here we go. Wow, they're expensive. Is it because they're thick? Here's an affordable one. Okay. I just add it to the cart. That way I don't forget. I do need a yoga mat. I've been using this, but there's no padding in this. This is just a fleece blanket. So that's who I've been using, Ember. Yoga with Adrian. I've been doing her beginner 20-minute yoga workout. Um, and she's great. I love that she has a dog there. and And one of my friends, I've been watching them do yoga with Adrian. And so I've kind of heard it going in the background and stuff. And it kind of inspired me to do it as well. Um, and so that's immediately who I went to, was yoga with Adrian. Yeah. $25. Okay. Yeah. I mean, it just seems like a simple mat. Um, if I had carpeting, it would be nicer. Um, How awesome. She is so great. I've yet to find anyone better, and it's been years. Yeah. Well, you'll see me doing yoga in this next vlog coming up, because I incorporated it to my routine and I filmed it just because that's what I do in my vlog. I didn't do yoga yesterday because yesterday with the vlog, um, I got up and out the door and I went into Boston. And I don't know if you all know Megan, who is part of this community. And she recently had hip surgery and she's doing very well. But we connect sometimes on the internet, and she was telling me about how she wanted to see Acorn Street in Boston. And she sent me this thing that shows Acorn Street as being the most photographed street in the United States. So I was like, whoa, I live here. And I kind of knew there was a street. I thought it was in the North End, but I was completely wrong, because there are a lot of streets in the North End that have all the cobblestone and the brick buildings. But I looked it up on the map, and it was over by the Boston Common. So um, yesterday I was so indecisive about everything that I was going to do throughout the day. But what ended up happening is I went into Boston and I went through a nice walk, and I took the vlog on the walk with me. We went to Faneuil Hall, Quincy Market, and I take you through Quincy Market where all the shops are, so you guys will be able to see all the different eateries and candy shops and stuff. And then I take you by the best Irish. Well, first I took you by the Bell and Tavern, the Bell and Hand Tavern, which is the oldest tavern in the United States. I think from 1765 or something like that. Then we go to Faneuil Hall. Then we go by the Black Rose, which is a very famous Irish bar. And then I take you just around through different parts of the city, heading up and then up to the Boston Common. I walk through the Boston Common, and then I finally get to Acorn Street. And I walk down Acorn Street, which is just like a little alleyway. It's not you couldn't take a car down it. And you really couldn't even take a bike down it. I had trouble even walking down it, and I almost fell like 5 times, and I did fall once at the end, and I think I might have got it on camera, so there might be that blooper. So I didn't, and then I came home and I was exhausted and I took a nap. So I didn't do yoga yesterday. I didn't do yoga today because I kind of got up. I didn't sleep last night. I think I slept 2 hours, but all broken up. If I combined all my broken up sleep, I probably got about 2 hours. And so I kind of got up and through my routine, and my body was feeling good, and I really, really wasn't feeling up to doing yoga. And so I didn't do my rowing. Monday and Tuesday, I did rowing and yoga. So I feel like I'm talking very fast. All right, so back to the to-do list is what I was doing. Rehearsing standing. I didn't do that this week. I'm going to be performing standing up. And oftentimes when I do a show, I will sit down and play. But there are a lot of shows that would be inappropriate. My show at the dispensary, I will be standing. It seems more appropriate, and it adds more energy. And then my show out in LA, I'll be on stage standing. And, a lot of guitarists practice sitting down, and we play sitting down. And then you can see what your hands are doing very clearly and easily. Sometimes I even watch my hands on my screen to see what they're doing that way. But when you stand up, you're like this, and now you're seeing the back of the neck. And you have to there's more trust as to where your hands are, and you can't really look as much. And when you do go to look, it really looks like you're looking. So you want to be able to stand up and play, not having to look, and which is better for singing. You can sing a lot fuller and have a lot more projection if you're standing and playing. So, but that's something that needs to be practiced, because generally you practice guitar sitting down, you know. I don't know if my chat is refreshing or not. Okay, so I didn't do so much of that, but I can move that to next week. Let me I put a little red mark. This has a red, so not because it's bad, but it stands out. So rehearsing standing is going to move on to next week. And another thing I wanted to make was a camera crane for drawing. I want to get some sort of, what I think I will do is get a mic stand. I have several mic stands, and something that can come up here and then hang over, and then a camera shooting straight down that I can add onto the screen here. So when I'm sitting here and I'm doing my illustrations in designing, you'll be able to see on the screen what I'm doing. And all I needed to do is just to hold my phone like this, If anybody has any cool ideas, what I was going to try to do is use a microphone boom stand, and and put a phone attachment to it somehow. Trouble? Is that trouble? Is that Lindsay Trouble? I see trouble in the chat with a dog face. Yo. I know someone from a long time ago. I still know them, but I met them probably like 15 years ago in a chat room, and their name was Trouble. Okay, so camera crane is going to have to go on for next week. That's not a priority because I'm not doing any projects that would really work for that. I just want to have it set up and good to go. I like to have everything set up that's just like I have this little captain's station here, and I have it where I can just click, 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 and I'm live. And I'm live on YouTube and Twitch. And over here, I have click, click, and everything is a click or two away. And I really like that. It's really good for ADD. And it's really good for, I know a lot of musicians, and I myself, when I first wanted to start going live, it would take me forever to set up my OBS and stuff. Every time I wanted to go live, I would have to set up things, and it'd take me an hour. And then by the time it was to go live, I was like, I don't want to do this anymore. But now I have it where, like this morning, I was just making my coffee, and I was like, why don't I go live and see who's on? Click to restream, and then click to live, and I'm up and going. Although my chat is not working today. So I'm going to fill up my coffee a little bit. Um, let's say, what's everyone's favorite part of today going to be? My favorite part of today is going to be, it's going to be at the end of the day. I'm going to go visit my friends in Boston. What's going to be your favorite part of the day? While I refill my coffee. Ah, I overflowed. I overflowed my coffee. Ooh. Do we have any requests or anything? No. Amber's looking forward to the end of the day as well. I have a final practical exam in my biology lab today. Oh, good luck for that. Um, I always had a hard time with testing in school. Kayla's favorite part of the day will be later on this afternoon when I sit in the screenhouse and do some business stuff. You know, Kayla, maybe your friend Kevin could join you. But that sounds great. Yeah, that screenhouse is a really... Oh, hey, look. All of a sudden my chat is working. I think. Hey, look at this. Finally working. Ember, the savior of our chat. Thanks so much. And then Kayla's favorite part of the day. Trouble. My favorite part of the day was me hanging out with my friends. 2 close friends, actually. I've been feeling so much fatigue lately that they make me forget about everything. Yeah, I can't, your inner circle of friends can really, really turn a hard day into a great day. And I saw this thing the other day that says I'm not really an extrovert. I mean, an introvert. Because when I'm around the people I feel safe with, I become an extrovert. All right, where am I? Okay. Overflow. Your videos of Boston is so fun. It allows us from far away to see Boston up close. Very cool. Well, you're very much going to like the vlog that comes out next week because we did a lot of adventuring yesterday, and I'll probably do some more. Um, I might go to the screen shed today. I'll be in Boston over the week. Yes, good luck. Everyone's sending good luck wishes to Ember. Hey, yeah, I'll probably come on over, except I don't have to be at my other friend's house until 9 p.m. So I'm kind of like, it might get cold in the screen shed, so I don't know. Um, is the screen shed like a porch? Have not heard of that term before. I am there with you, Ember. Was not calling it a screen shed either. I was calling it something else. But it's just yeah, it's like a patio, um, 4 screen walls with a little roof, and we got some chairs in there in the backyard. And I don't have a backyard, so it's really nice to go sit there. And I used to go there with my dog Okami, and but I like to go there. I've gone live there from there before. That's where I interviewed Kayla, um, and it's in Kayla's backyard. 8. Is it pronounced 8 or ate? But I'm glad you got to see live because you were talking about how our time differences are so different. Um, yeah, so welcome. I'm happy you're here. I'm doing pretty good today. I didn't get any sleep last night, but I'm kind of in my second wind or third wind. You know how it goes. Um, it's a screened-in enclosure with a vinyl roof in the middle of our backyard. It's 12 by 12. It's not a screened shed. It's a screen house. They don't like when I call it a shed. Um, as I said, I'm happy to play some quieter songs if anybody wants a quiet song, or if you want a quiet version of a not quiet song. Ate. You pronounce it ate? Almost like Arthur. Like, see, I pronounce that ata. Ata. Ata? Okay, so like ata. 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 Yeah. I'm sorry if I don't pronounce it right. I'm not that great at that. But I'll keep trying, and I really appreciate you and your comments and your messages. My voice is a little, you can hear it. It might be because of this. All right, I think if I close that, now we'll have a little faster speed. So, my routine this week was to also add in going to bed by 9 o'clock and waking up by 9 o'clock, and then working by noon. And that was a little easier than I thought it was going to be. I was often ready for bed by 9, but I wouldn't go to bed till 10. And last night I went to bed at about 11. But I I didn't need to. I set my alarm for 9 every day, but I woke up at 6 and at 7 and things like that. So I generally, naturally, I guess now I used to be a night person. I would sleep all morning, but the last couple of years I've turned into a morning person, and so I naturally wake up pretty early, about 6, go through my routine, and I give myself about 2-3 hours to sit and have my coffee and comedy and work my way up the ladder and go through my routine. And then this week I added in to my routine rowing and yoga. Um, so that went pretty well. Didn't do the music video. Let's see. I've been eating pretty well this week. Someone sent sent me a case of Campbell's soup. Not Campbell's. What's the really good soup? I forget what it's called. I can show you. So it was someone in our community named Kyle had the suggestion for me to make a Amazon wish list and put food on it because he would rather do that than PayPal or Venmo or anything or Patreon. He would rather support because I'm often food insecure and I don't have food. So he said, "Why don't you put food on your Amazon wish list?" And so I was like, "Okay." So I put some food on my Amazon wish list, and then 2 days later, I got in the mail a case of Campbell's chunky chicken pot pie soup. And so this has been my lunch and dinner, and it's been delicious. I've been loving it, it needs a little pepper, and but this has been really good. And yeah, this came off the Amazon wish list from Kyle in our community, so thank you, Kyle. So I've been eating pretty good this week, and I think I'm less gaunt than I used to be. I used to be more like in here, and I'm getting a little weight back in my cheeks, which is good. I like seeing that. I've been working with an organization called Meta, which is, I think, um, Massachusetts Association Against Eating Disorders or something like that. They work on eating disorders. I've been working with them, but it has not been going well. Um, I haven't felt comfortable with the people I've been working with, and I haven't been able to relate to anybody that I've talked to. I've Everyone that I'm meeting that has eating disorders. I'm not meeting a lot of people that have my eating disorder, which is ARFID. And then those that I do meet with eating disorders, the why behind developing the eating disorder, um, I run across a lot of stories that the why is because of body image or because of some sort of athletic thing that they're doing and that's why they have an eating disorder. And I haven't been meeting people who have an eating disorder because of food insecurity. Um, and So working with Meta has not been helpful. But I've just been working on my own. I know what to do to get over this disorder because I did it once before. A couple of years ago during COVID, I really hit a bottom with my ARFID eating disorder. And I had a therapist who specialized in eating disorders and really helped me work my way back into eating regular food again. And so I learned all the things that work for me to get back on track. And I've been doing that. And um, um, so I start with just having one Ensure a day it was my bottom, is just being able to, and that would make me sick. Now I'm up to, I don't drink Ensure anymore. I only eat regular food. And because of my ARFID, it's I can't eat a lot of different things. And so when I find something that I can eat, I eat a lot of it. So like I found I could eat this. So now I have a case of it. So that's all I'm eating. And it has a lot of vegetables and a lot of different things in it that give me a lot of nutrients. Because right now, this is something I can eat. In 2 weeks, I might not be able to eat this again, and it's been a big help, and I'm doing much better with my eating disorder. And I think you can see that I'm putting on weight and looking a little more healthy. Now I'm trying to think of a not quiet song just to hear it in a quiet mode. Love is a burning thing, and it makes a fiery ring, bound by wild desire. And I fell into a ring of fire. And I fell into a burning ring of fire. I went down, 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 and the flames went higher. And it burns, burns, burns. A ring of fire, a ring of fire. The taste of love is sweet, when hearts like ours meet. And I fell for you like a child. No, oh, the fire went wild, and I fell into a burning ring of fire. I went down, 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 and the flames went high, and it burns, burns, burns. A ring of fire, a ring of fire. I fell into a burning ring of fire. I went down, 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 the flames went high, and it burns, burns, burns. A ring of fire, a ring of fire. And it burns, burns, burns. A ring of fire, a ring of fire. That's an upbeat song played quietly. I've often lived in places where I couldn't be loud, and so I have a lot of quiet versions of songs that I like to play. That Ring of Fire. Someone told me the other day that song was about hemorrhoids. I don't know if that's true. All right, some exciting news is I've connected with 2 different places about a new apartment. One of them is really close to where I used to live when I first got Okami, and it's right near that park that we used to live by. And it's not in a giant building complex. It's just a 2-family house with 2 apartments in the bottom and 2 apartments in the top, and it's one of the top apartments, second floor apartments. It doesn't look that great. All the floor is like tile and wood, and I kind of would like some carpet. So Ring of Fire, quiet version sounds beautiful. Thanks so much. If this, I can't think of another fast song that I do slow, but there are a lot. But I'm going to be looking at, I reached out to these people, and I didn't think I would hear back from them because when I told them how much I make, what my credit score is, and that I'm disabled, and I'll be using a veteran's voucher for this apartment. And some places are like, nope, I don't want to deal with it. And but one place reached out, 2 places reached back out, and one is this little apartment. And what I like about it is where it is. It's in a great neighborhood. James Mullins, good to see you. Fellow warriors, Schizophrenia 17 years. Cheers to you, James. We beat the odds, right? That's what I feel like. I'm determined to be not a statistic. Rather, I would like to kick ass through life. Good morning, James. So I'm looking at these 2 apartments, and they reached back out to me, and the apartment seems really good because it's not a big corporation. It's a private owner, and which can be nice. And I can have a dog. I can have a big dog. I can have any dog I want. And it's right in the neighborhood where I raised Okami. So there's that beautiful park, and I know all the different places Okami used to love to go. It's right near the subway, so I can just, it's about 5-minute walk to the subway. So that's good, and it's a 1-bedroom apartment, and it's $2,100, which is pretty affordable. I can afford $28.50. And then this other one that I'm looking at is in a giant building, one of the tallest buildings in Malden, and and it's a big corporation, but there's everything's on site. You have a balcony or a patio, you have exercise, you have a pool, you have laundry, and it's this giant building complex. It's got some security, and it's got building management and 24-hour building management, and so technically it's kind of a lot like what I'm in right now, and it's a little more expensive. Um, but the apartments are nice, and it's really close to the subway. So that's an option too, and you can have animals there. So even places that say you can't have animals, I can still have my service animal. But there's ways around that for landlords where they could just say, we're denying you for another reason because we found someone else or something. They can just choose someone else over you, and just say that it's not because you have a dog, it's because we found a more suitable candidate. And so it can be hard even to get an apartment, but these two places allow pets, so that's pretty important for me. I do want to get a dog someday and a cat, and I would like to have both. And some fish. I like fish. Maybe a terrarium. I'd like to have a big, multi. Someday, have a house that has a multi ecosystem type of thing. Fish and frogs and all sorts of things. I'm just getting a text from a friend. All right, where was I? Good to see James. Let me check. All right, we're doing pretty good. I've been on here for an hour and a half. I can't believe I don't talk this much when I get paid to talk. um, and I need to get something I was going to do this month is get some subscriptions. I want to get Adobe subscriptions so I can start making that stuff. And I have all these this great idea for these designs for shirts. And I think it would be really cool. It would take a lot to do it. Um, I did not work on my book very much this week. I feel like I needed a break from it. When I work on my book, it's just jumping into trauma all the time in my brain and bringing myself back into trauma times. And I was getting burned out, and I was getting triggered by everything. Um, um, and So I kind of took a break, and I'm looking to get back into it next week and maybe a little bit over this weekend. And I was thinking, that would be a great thing to do on my 8-hour flight. It would keep me busy to work on my book. And my friend told me that might not be the best thing to do, to work on your trauma when you're trapped in a tube for 8 hours and can't get out. Because if I got triggered, that wouldn't be great. So for those who are just tuning in, if you have coping skills for claustrophobia, that's kind of what I need to uh, be working on. I'm really, really nervous about my LA trip. You have two chihuahuas, and they cling to me, helping my permanent anhedonia. They help me keep calm. I feel you with the anhedonia. Since Okami hasn't been here, um, that's been very difficult. Chihuahuas have so much energy. Oh my goodness, two of them. Oh boy. Um, that is really cool. Yeah, I was watching one of my old vlog from year one, to see how I got through those hard days. And really what got me through a lot of my hard days was spending the day with Okami. And a lot of my time at home, I would just spend holding her or interacting with her and taking care of her. And it really kept me moving. And it was really hard too, because I make it sound like everything was wonderful, but I also had a hard time financially with Okami. That's why I'm not getting another dog right now, because I would have a hard time financially with it. So, um, some things that I'm looking at next month. Next month is I'm looking at getting eyeglasses. I technically need to wear glasses to drive. Um, my eyes aren't that bad, but they're bad enough that I couldn't pass the test to not wear glasses when I drive. So I need them to see up close, and I need them to see far away. So through the VA, I'm going to go get my eyes checked and probably get some glasses. I'm also going to check in with my cardiologist and make sure everything is really good with my heart. Last time we had a check-in, everything was really good with my heart. Um, and since then, I've only gotten healthier. So hopefully everything is still going really well with my heart. I want to be here a long time. Never thought I'd say that. Um, I'm working on creating a RAP plan. What a RAP plan is RAP stands for Wellness Recovery Action Plan. And what it is it's like a little book that I make that has like everything about me that someone might want to know who is dealing with me in a crisis. So it would have all my emergency contact information. It would have um, all my medications, um, lists of my doctors and contacts. It would have recommended things to do and things not to do that would be helpful and not helpful. And it would list all my diagnoses. And yeah, that's my wellness recovery action plan. And then what you usually do with that is you give a copy to your local hospital. You give a copy to your local ER. You give a copy to your doctor. You give a copy to the people in your inner circle who are probably listed somewhere in your RAP plan. And that way, if something should happen and I really get a bad trigger and I go fully manic, and let's say I disappear for a while and show up, at someone's door, just mind gone. They can call 911, and they have this book of what to do and what not to do, and your local ER is going to have that book when you show up at the ER that says different things of what to do and what not to do. And because I will be in such a state where I will not be able to relay who my doctors are, what my medications are, and things like that. So when I have a wellness recovery action plan, I often travel with it. That way, in case there's an emergency and I need to go to the ER, I have this book that tells them everything about me. The ER can be a scary place for people with mental illness. Um, and I've had a lot of bad experiences at the ER, and sometimes you go into the ER because you're looking for help and you end up getting locked up. Um, so what I do when I'm triggered and I don't feel safe, what I do is I go to the ER, but I don't check in. I just sit in the lobby. And because I know if I check in, there's a chance that they might commit me for 48 hours. And I get scared of doing that because I have trauma from being locked up. And so I have a hard time being locked up. And thus, I don't want to be in a locked plane. So when I had this wellness recovery action plan, it states all this to them. It tells them things that I have a hard time with. please don't put me alone in a room without a clock, which has happened many times. They put you in this little room and there's no clock, and you're there for 3 or 4 hours, and things like that. Oh, okay. I think that's about it. I have some things that need to carry over till next week, but that's okay. I got a lot done this week, and I'm proud of myself for that. And my mood is pretty good. Um, it's I've been trying to have faith when I get scared. Mainly what I get scared about is money, and that relates to food. Um, and when I get scared and anxious, I've been trying to just have faith in God, and that I'm going the right way and doing the right thing. And faith that, in my experience, that, I've made it this far, and I can keep going. So I'm going to probably try to use faith in some respect to get through that airplane flight, because I really feel like, although I want to cancel and I don't want to do it, something's telling me that I really ought to do it. And it's an important thing to do. So I'll play one more song, and then I'm going to go kind of probably get some work done. I'm not sure what yet, but I'll do one more song because I'm feeling it, This is my happy place song, but I'm going to play it a little softer, a little slower. Everybody's talking at me. Can't hear a word they're saying. Only the echoes of my mind. People stopping and staring, and I can't see their faces. Only the shadows of their eyes. And I'm going where the sun keeps shining through the pouring rain. Going where the weather suits my clothes. Backing off of the northeast wind, sailing on the summer breeze, skipping over the ocean like a stone. Oh, 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 Hey, I'm going where the sun keeps shining through the pouring rain. Going where the weather suits my clothes. Backing off of the northeast wind, sailing on the summer breeze, skipping over the ocean like a stone. Everybody Nobody's talking at me. Can't hear a word they're saying. Only the echoes of my mind. Well, I hope you all have a wonderful day today. And yeah, this has been a wonderful way to start the day. I did my coffee and comedy earlier. This has been nice. It's been kind of like social time in the morning. So maybe we'll do this again sometime. Hey, matey 634 on Twitch. I hope you're not just tuning in because I'm about to leave. But if you've been the person who's been watching on Twitch this whole time, thank you so much, matey. I really appreciate people watching on Twitch. I love watching people on Twitch. And I have other friends who stream on Twitch, so it's really nice. So I'm going to go think about get something to eat and have some of this, probably have some of this soup here, and check in with my friends and see how they're doing. And I hope you all have a good day and a good weekend. And I'll probably be back here live on Sunday or Monday. And I'm still filming the vlog, so there'll be a good vlog coming up this week that you get to see lots of cool stuff. So thanks so much, and I will see you later.